Hello and welcome to Raymies Garage. This morning a wee job I've got to do on the Range Rover Evoque. I'll just pop the hood. So whilst looking at another Evoque in our family, we noticed that this top engine mount here was all burst. I don't know if I can get you to see that. So you can see daylight through here. So this top engine mount needs to be replaced. And there's also one down the bottom. What I've also discovered is in my daughter-in-law's car is exactly the same, and my daughter's car is exactly the same. So I don't know whether this is a common fault on these Range Rover Evoques, where these engine mounts come away. You can see the engine vibrating quite a bit. So quick wee job today: take this off, replace that part, replace the bottom part of the engine mount, and we'll see that when we get down there. So it shouldn't take me too long, so stay tuned, this should be good. So first thing we're going to do is get the car up on these small ramps. We'll take the under tray off and we'll have a look at that mount under there. We'll just support the engine, probably with the air jack. That allows us to take these two bolts out. Should be fairly straightforward. This is the whole engine mount here, but just need to replace this part at this point. So a wee nut here, it doesn't want to come off. So I've got one of these nut extractors. Hopefully, I'll try to do this with one hand. Took it off. So these are small special nut extractors to get bolts off. Put you down there the net. That should slide off. And put you out there the net. So I've got the air jack. Wheel light on here. And I just want to catch that part of the engine there. So we're just taking that weight off. That's enough to let us slacken the bolts up above and these bolts here, so I can see from this side. There's Spot coming in to help me there. That's the device there, or the bracket. And there's a nut here and a nut at the other end. I hope we can see that. And this is the engine mount here. I'm going to, but I think we'll tackle the first one up the top, and then we'll come back down here and do that one. So that looks 18, I think, and 15. I don't know, to just take this washer bottle out the road, just in case I hit it with my spanner. At least that lets it move about a wee bit. I'll nut back on there. We shall get our 18mm socket. Push to these fuel pipes, so that's us turning now. Good grief, stay on, get on there, stay on. So this slack there, which is good. Get that by hand now, if I can get all this stuff off. Yeah, that's interesting, isn't it? I'm going to need to take this off to get that bolt out of there. Or at least manoeuvre it. This is what annoys me with things. Just to try to take a bolt out, you've got to dismantle half the car. Yeah, I think that just slides up here. Now, I'm wondering if this top half here comes off. I'd probably need to go back and look when we've done the timing belt on this, but I'm sure these 5 bolts in here to lift the top of this engine mount off, which might be easier because the engine's suspended anyway with the air jack. In fact, there's another bolt tucked in away in there, so I think I will do that because I'm not going to get that out. I could clamp that off, but I think I'm going to have to take this out eventually. So let's get the cover off, we'll get these bolts out, and hopefully that will just lift off. So we need to get that off, if I remember correctly, to get this off, because there's a nut behind there. Yeah, there it's there. In there. I don't know if I'll be able to reach that. I might be able to reach it with a wee wobbly bit on that, but I'm going to take these 2 off anyway. When you're pulling this off, there's just a pipe behind here. It just pushes to just pull that whole mechanism off. Let me just put you down here. Just now, I could probably just pop that off. Yeah. This is that allows us to access these bolts, because if I remember, there's a flat bit there and a bit that bolts into the engine. I'm trying to see it, we're 18. and that there is a captive bolt, so that doesn't move. Okay, that allows me to get into this Torx bolt here. This is an E torque. It's E16. .38 drive on that. Okay. Yeah, I'll need to just lift the engine up a wee bit, I can see it moving. There we go. So I just had to adjust the engine there just to lift it up a wee fraction more. So this should make that a bit easier. And this should move. Lift out of there. That allows us to get our bolt out. And you can see the damage to this bushing here in the engine mount. It's all worn away. A lot of daylight there, so it causes the engines to vibrate a wee bit. This is a new one, so it does look a wee bit flimsy in there with the two surfaces joined. We'll see how long that lasts before it gets to that state. So that's fairly straightforward. Get that back in again, like so, and mount it back on. Get our bolt. In here. So just that one there. Not quite sitting right. Better. Okay, that's cool. I'll get the right torque spec for them and we'll torque them up later on. The glove's a bit dead. That's the nut for that, which is a nylon lock nut. And this one has got expansion tank back on. That's us with that. And that's that. We'll get the top to the right spec, we'll get the cover back on. So the 10mm nut over here, I can't afford to drop. 8mm here, and another 8mm for here. Just tighten up these air inlet pipes. Probably don't have to take them off actually, but no harm done. Pipes back into position. That's fine. So that's the top mount replaced. Fairly easy. Don't need to touch this. I thought we could have squeezed that bolt out there, but we can't. So simple answer is to take this off. There is another nut under here, so that's why I took that off. Probably see that in there, and these two, that top half lifts off, and there we go. Now to tackle a bit down in the bottom, which I think might be a wee bit more tricky than that, but we will give it a go. So this is the bit I'm trying to get out here. These two, so I think they have 15. Just need to try and see if these bolts will come right out without spinning, and other than that I'll need to get a spanner on the other side of these. Let's hope that this one here is a captive bolt. I'm not 100% sure about that one at the back, so I shall try and position the camera here to get a picture of that. I think that bolt's going to come out, which is good. Now I've got the wee extensions. A 15 wobbly bit. Just limited for room here, no problem. There you go. That's not very good, that's not very good. I think that
try that way. Right, let's grab a ratchet, see if we can just ratchet that off. The problem is my other arm can't get round there. Let's see if we can maybe just crack it a wee bit. Oh, it's tight, it's tight. Try another method. It's a bit of a shorter socket on it. Right, this time. I'm in the wrong socket here. It is, isn't it? I'll try and get a 12-point socket on it. 12-point socket. I'm losing a lot of power with these extensions. I cannot get that to move. Can't get it to move with that either. Oh, I can't even get any purchase on that. Right, I think that's abandoned ship, that. That's abandoned ship. Need to come up with another method of doing that. Right, I'll put this back on. And I think we'll need to get another method of doing that. Spooky's a bit deterred by it. So yeah, I'll need to try and get a bit of a hand for somebody, maybe Paul, number one son, to get the other side of that, and we'll get another socket off and get the wheel off, but that's for another day. So we'll leave that for now, and we'll wait for another day to get a wee assistance to do that. So we'll get the engine down. We'll get the cover back on, and that'll be ours, I think. Gets the top one on, can't get the bottom one on. This is the bottom mount here, and we are struggling to get this bolt out from the other side. So I'm going to call it at that, guys. Thanks for watching, really appreciate it. Fairly simple job. If you've got an Evoque, have a look at the mounting bracket, see what you think. You might get some breakages here, but this bit was pretty bad coming off the actual metal. And that's us for another video at Raymies Garage. Catch you soon. Thanks for watching. Cheers for now.